What's going on, Crispy Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Crispy here. Right when you give them the benefit of the doubt, a curveball comes your way. In this video, we're going to explore Phil Spencer's intriguing remarks on Xbox's strategy in the gaming industry and why simply producing excellent games isn't good enough to shift the console market share. So buckle up, I have a lot to say. Now, I try to be Switzerland out here, neutral. I aim to provide reasonable, fair, and honest commentary for you, the viewer. But holy fuckballs. I hope this is just a slip of the tongue, because the way I interpret it is that Xbox is content with releasing subpar titles at premium prices. You just can't put lipstick on a pig and expect it to win the beauty pageant at the country fair, Phil. It really feels like we strayed away from the path here. The whole point of the video gaming industry is about the games themselves. We don't care about live services, loot boxes, or greedy shady practices. We do not want that. We want great games. I'm just a little YouTube channel right now, and I know Xbox is raking in money hand over fist, but here's an idea for you. It's free. To get more gamers to flock to Xbox, you need great games. Shove everything else. There hasn't been a solid release from you, and you sit there and say it won't move the needle. Shows us precisely why we keep getting games like this. You could put this trash in a golden bag if you wanted to, but at the end of the day, this shit still stinks. You may be asking, Crispy, why are you so mad? Why are you so angry right now? Well, you beautiful MFer, let me tell you as we dive right into it. As a genius philosopher, Pop Smoke, once said, when it rains, it pours. And for Xbox, the pressure is mounting as they struggle to find that iconic title to boost Game Pass and compete with industry giants like Sony and Nintendo. With the unfortunate launch of Redfall and the game falling flat, this only adds fuel to the fire, and boy are the alarms ringing. His response provided some insightful perspectives on the company's strategy and direction. Spencer emphasized that Microsoft isn't in the business of out-counseling Sony or Nintendo. Instead, the company is pursuing a different approach, aiming to enable customers to play games on any screen and fulfill developers' visions. This direction acknowledges the reality and a singular focus on great console titles won't necessarily help Xbox overtake the competition in terms of hardware sales. What's intriguing here is that Spencer admits that 90% of console buyers already own a PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox console, with their digital game library living within that ecosystem. As a result, the continuity from one generation to the next is incredibly strong, making it difficult to change the console share dramatically. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The launch of Redfall was god-awful. Spencer openly apologized for the game's performance and acknowledged that the company failed to deliver on what was presented during last year's Xbox showcase. Despite this setback, Spencer remains optimistic that the upcoming June showcase event and Microsoft's future games. More on that in the previous video. If you can please do me the honor and check that out, I'll be forever grateful for you. Thank you so much. Back to the video. Another thing I would like to touch on is something that was brought up not by Phil himself, but by one of the hosts. That Xbox is trying new things and is not afraid of taking those risks. It's not about taking risks or that we hate new IPs or that we don't want something new. It's not the lack of ambition, it's when you oversell and underdeliver. I don't think it's okay that we should just be happy that something new came out. We want to receive what we were told we were buying. Don't try and flip it and say we just want the next sequel of insert game here. The truth of the matter is these games are not as advertised. Bugs will happen, we get that, but when you can't even have fun, what's the point? Spencer lastly added, kind of funny that developers want their games to be playable on as many devices as possible. We had this unique vision because we see the creators want to do. Creators want to build games and meet players on any screen. People play with their friends regardless of what the other screen they are in. And the console is the core of the Xbox brand. There's no doubt. So we will stay focused on making sure that console experience is awesome. But I know some people want to hold us up as just being a better green version of what the blue guy does, And I'm just going to say there's not a win for Xbox in saying that in the wake of somebody else. We have to go off and do our own thing with Game Pass, with the stuff we do on xCloud, and the way we build our games. These apologies are getting worn. I feel we are all jaded because we expect this to happen, and when it does happen, we have no choice but to be like, you see? And then we get even angrier because we were right. Of course, Spencer might not have meant it in the way it came across, and he even knew it would rile up a lot of us, and I fell into that, but only because I feel he said the quiet part out loud. Video games come second, and it shows. And to suggest that games won't shift the console market share implies that Xbox is okay with putting out mediocre titles. The notion is incredibly frustrating, especially for those of us who want to enjoy high quality games without getting caught up in live services and shady practices. Now, I'm not saying that focusing on a broader gaming market is a bad idea. However, the foundation of any gaming company should be the games themselves. If you want to attract more gamers to your platform, you need to put out fantastic games that people want to play. Everything else should be secondary. But I get it. There's more money to be made by not being, air quotes, niched down, because running a global business will become very challenging. While Xbox may not be lacking in money, it's clear that they need to reevaluate the priorities. It's high time they shift their focus back to producing incredible games that captivate their audience. If they want to remain relevant in the gaming industry, they must listen to what gamers want and need.